Oh, oh. Oh, am I live? Oh. One person here. Hello, whoever you are. My first attempt at doing this stream failed. So I was having any doubts about this. Good evening, Sean Moore. Sean Ricketts, I presume that you're answering the question. Steve Luke Shardis, good evening. Ian UK. Nice to hear from you, mate. Stephen Hills, Neil Feet, Seamus Doherty, Graham, a Nomad Overseas, Gibber and Wreck. Are you talking about me? That's a bloody good name. I like that one. 46 people. How many times he's looked away? Already there's 46 people in the chat anyway. Okay, now this Melton Mowbray pork pie. Do you know what? I was in two minds about getting some pork pies this evening, but with this being a casual little stream, I could bring on my pork pies, but I'm actually having a steak dinner tonight. Well, steak and chips. So after I finish this stream, I'm going to throw some steak and chips on the menu anyway. But nice to hear from you anyway. Hey, now, Martin White, Thomas Stewart, Kim Farang from the Jungle, Ian Harrison, Brian Hudson. Great to hear from you all. A nomad overseas. What table are you guzzling tonight? Okay. Now, this is Queen Margot. I have showed her on this program before, this live stream, which is from Lidl's. I think it's about 13.5 quid for a 70cl bottle, and it's very, very nice. It is a really, really, really nice whiskey. But I thought it was just me who thought this. But I was talking to somebody the other day who said that the problem with it, even though it's very, very tasty, it goes down very, very nicely, it does leave your mouth quite dry. I've noticed when I've been drinking a few of these, and I tend to drink quite generous amounts, I do wake up in the middle of the night with my throat dry as a bone. Now, I can only recall one instance when I've had that feeling before, and that was when I was in South America. When you're in countries of high altitude like Peru or Bolivia, wherever, you do tend to wake up in the middle of the night with your throat dry as a bone. And, I just thought I'd mention that anyway, but it does tend to have that effect anyway. It leaves your mouth very, very dry, but it's tasty. Queen Margot from Lidl's, very, very recommended. Okay, now people are answering this question here. Let's see. An evening. Good to see you post. I thought, Mr. PM, good to see you posted. I thought something had won. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that word. Whatever that word is means bugger all to me. Anyway, hi Ed. I'm afraid, Treetown, hi Ed. Yes, I'm afraid it's game over for this year. Okay. Neil Bagastan, yes, a checkmate in Southeast Asia. Daniel Bell, not game over, but definitely not worth the flight over with quarantine in the absence of nice nightlife. And I think we say this all the time, on this live stream. But it's expensive to go abroad. It's a lot of hassle. It's a lot of planning. If you're going to spend a lot of money going out there, then you want value for money. You really, really, really want value for money. And it doesn't look to me like you're going to get it in Southeast Asia right now, even if you can get out there. It just doesn't look like, value for money is on the menu right now. Kipax, is that a new bottle? You had a different one on Monday. I think I was drinking brandy on Monday, actually. What is it? Is it called Reverie? That's a bloody good brandy, that one. But whiskey on the menu tonight. Okay. Andrew Johnson, nice to hear from you. Andrew's very, very positive guy. He went to Thailand in the winter time and had a great time, and he's going back there again in the autumn. So full credit to him. Okay. I mean, really, the way that I'm looking at it, I'm seeing all these videos of Thailand right now. I'm not seeing too many videos of Philippines, Vietnam, or Cambodia, my other, favorite countries. I'm seeing videos of Thailand right now, and it all looks doom and gloom to me. Bar closures, lockdowns. It looks fairly dreadful. It looks fairly dreadful. The reports are quite dreadful. I mean, at the end of the day, traveling to Thailand for me wouldn't be the same if I didn't have, the odd go-go bar or visiting live bands or walking down streets full of life of a night time. It just wouldn't feel the same. It would feel, I couldn't imagine going somewhere like Pattaya and walking around deserted, quiet streets. Actually, I have actually done that before I left Thailand in Pattaya in end of March last year. It was quite depressing. I mean, the idea of using the word depressing to describe Pattaya, I never ever thought I would use that word, but that is the way it seemed to me, and I can really do without that. Yeah, Nomad overseas. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Keep an eye out for the Reverie and the Queen Margot. Both well worth it. Spicy King Souls here, Eddie. I think I agree with Italia bit. Both shots from, and yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely, okay. So, good evening, Eddie. Greetings from Hartlepool in South Africa. We've got a bad air country in a mess. There's problems all throughout the world. Oh, God, we don't want to go into depression. I don't want to talk depression. There's bloody problems all around the world. I mean, in the UK, we're coming out of lockdown supposedly next Monday. Well, it looks to me like we're already out of lockdown. What are they going to add to it on Monday? If they do it, maybe... what are they going to add to it exactly? The only thing I can think of is nightclubs. And I personally, bearing in mind that the antivirus is on the rise in the UK right now. It was going down, but it's going back up again. It's still a very, very real threat. So the idea of opening nightclubs, I think that the younger people, the way it is, that it's spreading most amongst the younger people. And that's why I don't agree with opening nightclubs. I really, really don't. But we'll see what happens anyway. Okay. Hi, Eddie. Tony Sturge. Hi, Eddie. Looks like another wasted year for travel. Not looking good. Well, Jesus Christ. I mean, last year was a wasted year, but we thought last year was a one-off. I thought, I was so confident that the antivirus wasn't going to last that long that I actually booked a flight last July for the beginning of November, which didn't come about. So it's going on. It's going on and on. Like we said before, it's like a bloody long-running soap opera. Emmerdale Farm, bloody Coronation Street, EastEnders. That's the most depressing one. Good evening, Thailand Bound. How are you, Peter? Nice to hear from you, mate. Peter, of course, does a great live stream. I think he's doing one Saturday evening at UK time. I think around about 9 o'clock. So tune in for that one. Anyway, Thailand Bound has just reached 20,000 subscribers. Anyway, so well done, Peter. Anyway, cheers. Treetown, Ed, you've only got to look at the exchange rate to realize how bad Thailand is right now and the future months. Well, I'm not an economist. I'm not sure that the exchange rate is entirely linked into all of this, but I think you are getting about 44.5 baht to the pound right now, which is an improvement on what it was, but it's still nowhere near what it was in the glory days. When you were getting 73 baht to a pound. It's still nowhere near that. But the fact is that it's okay saying we're getting more bang for our buck, more baht for our pound. But what does it mean if we're not there and we can't go there? It still looks like a bloody depressing place to go to right now. It really, really does. Who's giving me a super chat there? Somebody gave me a nice super chat. Who was that? Okay, Dan and Drew, thank you for that, mate. Cheers. That will certainly get me a bottle of brandy anyway. Cheers from Lidl's. Thanks for that 20 quid, Dan. I really, really do appreciate that. I'm able to enjoy your streams live this week, as on holiday this week. Great streams. Have some beers on, mate. Oh, don't worry, I will. I will. Thanks for that, mate. I really, really do appreciate that. By the way, the weather is taking a turn for the better right now in the UK. We've had a fairly crap summer right now. It's been funny. I'm hearing like that in places like Canada and the United States. They're having heat waves and oppressive heat waves. We've had a fairly crap summer. In fact, a diabolical British summer up to now. Very, very wet and rainy. But today was a nice day. I was able to get out on the countryside. And the next few days, well, the thing is, in Britain, you've got to treat every sunny spell as if it's the last one you're going to get. Our climate is totally unpredictable. I've said this before. There's only one rule with the British weather. You get what you're given. If it's sunny in the summertime, great, go out and enjoy yourself. If it's rainy in the summertime, then just accept that that's the way Britain is. But right now, the weather's turned out really nice. So I'm going to get out and about, maybe even make a couple of videos or do something anyway. But thanks for that anyway. I really appreciate that, Dan. David, number 23. It's over until everyone does as Darth Vader says, Eddie. Death Star. Well, that certainly sounds like doom and gloom. That really does. Okay. Spicy Salsa King. If Bart is rising versus US, then it's not due to time, it's due to US printing machine. I don't really think we need to get into the economy. It's okay, like, you know, working and putting money away, but you know, when do you get the chance to spend it? You know, whether the Bart's 40 to a pound or 45 to the pound, you know, it doesn't really mean a great deal to me right now because it just doesn't look like the place that I want to go. I am seeing some really, as you guys may well have seen, some really, really quite depressing reports from Thailand. I mean, I think some people think it's only a matter of time before they go on the red list. And, you know, that's not a prediction, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if they went on the red list, which means that it's one of those countries where if you went there, you would have to quarantine in a 1,750 quid hotel for 10 days. It looks fairly dreadful. In fact, I've even had one report that Pattaya may well go on the deep red list. Those who watch NDTV, that's a lot of you will know that channel. It's very, very informative. He does some really, really great videos out in Thailand. But I was watching one where Nick was saying last night that it really, really is a mega ghost town or words to that effect. It doesn't look good. It really, really, really doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It does not look like the kind of place where you as a working man in England or in America will put your money away and then go out there to enjoy yourself, because you're simply not going to get value for money. It just doesn't, it's not looking good. And it will take, bearing in mind, with the middle of July now, the peak season is about 4 months away. All right, well, 4 months, November is quite a long time. A lot can happen in 4 months. And I know that somebody said maybe they're getting all the lockdowns and the restrictions out of the way with now to prepare for the peak season, which begins in November. I don't know. It doesn't look like it to me. It really, really doesn't. It looks like it's going to take a long, long time for everything to recover. A long, long time before you can go out to Thailand and places like Pattaya and see the kind of things that you want to see out there and enjoy yourself the way that you've enjoyed yourself in the past. It's going to take a long time, and I just don't think it's going to happen this year. I really, really don't. At this point, I just don't think it's going to happen. Nick Ross, the Thai baht is about to crash. Well, apparently their economy is in deep trouble. I'll tell you what, when you talk about currencies, Jesus Christ, I cannot think of a currency that has crashed more than the Turkish lira over the years. Oh my God almighty, the Turkish lira. You know, I started going to Turkey, I think it was about 15, 16 years ago. I could get as much as, 2.3. What was it? 2.3 lira to the British pound, right? Which meant that the Turkish lira was quite strong then. Now I can get something like 12 lira to the British pound. God, it'd be interesting to see how that, the cost of living in that country. They're on the red list right now. I'd like to visit that country again and simply to see how cheap it is. But one thing I do know about Turkey over the years is that as the Turkish lira devalues and becomes, weak, things become much, much cheaper out there. But the one thing that doesn't become cheaper is the beer. Somehow they managed to keep the beer, another alcohol, in line with British prices. Last time I was in Turkey a few years ago, I seem to recall I could, oh, I don't know, whatever the price is. I could probably get a mega British all English breakfast for about £2.50. But 1 pint of beer would also cost me £2.50. So they just put the price of the beer up. But that's Turkey. But I don't think there's any country that I know of where I've seen the currency devalue as much as the Turkish lira. So God knows what state their economy is in right now. Paul Jeffrey, we need a new Pattaya somewhere else. I don't know. I think there's, somewhere. I think there's only one Pattaya. There's only one Pattaya. I can't imagine another place like that in the world, really. I wouldn't want another place like that in the world. Pattaya is perfect. When it's rocking and rolling, and everything is where it should be. There's no better place to be. It can be. I've often thought in a way it's like Blackpool. One of the things about Blackpool, it's a great place to visit, but it's not a good place to live in. And Pattaya is one of those places. How can I put it? Like Blackpool, it's like a giant Christmas pudding. You are hungry. You get there, you see this giant Christmas pudding, and you can't wait to get your teeth into it. So you start eating this giant Christmas pudding that you've looked forward to for so long, and it tastes fantastic. And you eat more and more and more of this giant Christmas pudding. But there comes a point when you've had so much that you just feel pig sick and you just don't want to see it again. You really, really do need to get away and take a break from it. That's Blackpool. You know what I mean? Great place to visit, terrible place to live in. I think Pattaya is a little bit like that as well. It is like a giant Christmas pudding. If you eat too much of it, you get pig sick and you think, oh, Christ, I need a break from this place. I really, really, really do. There's me going off on one again. No, come on, where else would you get that? Have you ever heard anyone on any channel anywhere comparing Pattaya or Blackpool to a giant Christmas pudding? This channel is unique. Ugh, not always in a good way. Let's see. I don't eat Christmas pudding. I took it to bed. Okay. Cyber Cow, nice to hear from you, mate. Cyber Cow, I forgot you're on twice a week. Okay. This live stream, I won't waffle on too long. I think this is a Raw Ed's live stream. There's no holding up pictures of bloody Natalie Wood and saying, would you Roger this one? There's none of that on this show. I haven't even got any pork pies. I'm going to have a steak dinner later, but I've got a little bit of beer and a bit of whiskey. So we'll just talk about, what's happening right now. So the question is a game over Southeast Asia for 2021? I think the easiest answer to that one is yes. Because at the end of the day, Thailand's the only country that looks like it's a possibility. The other countries, Vietnam, Philippines, Cambodia. I'm hearing that Indonesia, and the only place in Indonesia I've been to is Bali. But I would love to explore more of Indonesia. But I'm hearing that place is going on the red list now. It may already be on the red list. It's just not looking good in that part of the world at all. It really, really isn't. It really, really isn't. Okay, Andrew Johnson, 61 days until I travel to Thailand, and I can't wait. Andrew, my thoughts are with you, man. My thoughts are really, really with you. I admire you. Went there last winter time when people like me were stuck here because once they cancelled my flight, I sort of gave up hope and became really, really negative. You're going there again. Good for you, mate. Good for you. I really hope it all works out for you. Cyber Cow, you can move your Roger O'Donnell along a bit into the 1980s. I did do one from the 1980s. Rosanna Arquette. Yeah, maybe. Some people like Roger and Dodger, some people love it, and some people absolutely hate it. I think I'll give that a miss for tonight. This is just like a coming together and sharing a few ideas. And if anyone's got any ideas or thoughts about the future of Southeast Asia, it's looking fairly dreadful to me. And I just don't think it's on the cards this winter time. I really, really don't. It's got to be Plan B for me. Okay, as for Britain, well, the UK is changing from green, amber, and red every 5 bloody minutes. Do you know something? I get the feeling that these people who are running our country, I'm getting a little bit political there. Well, no, not really political, but trying to figure out what they're all about. That Muppet who's got that, that bloody mop of hair on him, who runs our country. He's probably all right in his own, but I don't know. I mean, it's a bit bizarre. Now look at this traffic light system. Okay, I'm sure somebody's playing a game somewhere. I'm sure they are. Okay. Now, about a month or 6 months, 6 weeks ago, whatever, Portugal, which had been a problem country about a year ago with regard to the old Antivirus, that suddenly became the only country on the green list that was, that was worth looking at. The green list, of course, is the ones where you just have a PCR test and, you don't have to quarantine or anything like that. Okay, fine and dandy. But then while people went to Portugal, families who obviously had to spend a lot of money going to Portugal while they were out there thinking, okay, brilliant, we can enjoy ourselves. All of a sudden, the plug was pulled and they were told it's amber, get on quickly, okay? And then Mallorca and Ibiza was put on the green list. And then people thought, okay, we'll go to Mallorca and Ibiza, the Balearic Islands, okay? And of course, while they're out there, then the plug was pulled again. And then they had to panic and hurry home before they got trapped in some bloody quarantine, this 10-day quarantine or whatever. And now they've announced the other day that one of the countries that's on the green list is Bulgaria. I've been to Bulgaria. Well, I've been to those other. Well, I've been to Mallorca and Ibiza anyway. But I've been to Bulgaria, and it's probably worth a visit. Wouldn't mind visiting Bulgaria again. Maybe the weather will be a little bit better this time, but I wouldn't mind visiting Bulgaria again. Interesting place, certainly. It's been put on the green list, but how long is it going to be on the green list? Because you can see a pattern here. I think someone's having a bloody laugh. I'm sure some snooty, upper-class, aristocratic tossers who run this country are in a little room somewhere, drinking the finest champagne and thinking, we'll have a laugh at it. I'll tell you what, lads, we'll put that country on the green list. And then we'll have fun watching all those decent, hard-working people going out there, lying on the beach, thinking that they're relaxing. And the next minute, we tell them the bad news. You're not on the green list. You've got to come back very, very soon, back to the UK. Otherwise, you're going to be in the shit. Okay? And I'm sure someone's having a laugh with all of this. They're putting countries on the green list, and then 5 minutes later, they're forcing people to panic to get back home. I don't know. I don't trust these bastards. Anyway, Anthony Matthews, all about the government causing fear, and it works every time. Well, Robert Jones, Ed, bite the bullet, get 6 month return. I've still got somewhere deep in my email list that voucher, which I didn't ask for, that £550 flight to Bangkok, plus a 20 quid voucher, patronising bloody. I don't know. It's there somewhere in my email list, and I think it runs out around about November or something like that. So I better dig that out soon. But by the way, I've said this before. This is the middle of July. September is about 7 weeks away, and I'm going somewhere. From September, I'm not going to do another. I'm not going to do another winter in this country. I've done my work. I've done my hard work. I put my pennies away, and I'm going somewhere. I don't know where it is. I mean, it begins here. This is the road to somewhere. I've got a few ideas. I think Southeast Asia. I'm realistic. You've got to be realistic. I think it's off the menu for me this winter time. But I'm going somewhere. As soon as September comes, I'm not going to work. I'm going somewhere. I'm going to be traveling. I may be traveling for the whole winter, maybe 6 months or whatever. I don't know where I'm going right now. And September, it's only 7 weeks away. which is a short space of time. I like to plan things months and months in advance, but you can't. This is the frustrating thing about this crazy situation right now. You can't plan things, because you never know what's going to happen in 5 minutes time. Green, amber, red, and all that codswallop. But I'm going somewhere. Steve Luxides, Mexico. Okay, now you're talking, mate. Okay, now I'm certainly going to consider Mexico because it's got a generous 6-month visa, and they never really closed down. So it could well be a high contender. I've got to look into that, but it is a strong contender. It really, really is. Let's see. Where's that? Mexico, Shockley Rocket, Mexico, but rather than hit the beach, hit the little colonial towns. Well, yeah, I'd like that. I have been to Mexico before. I didn't stay there too long, but I know that's got some lovely beaches and some very, very interesting things. I'm sure that it's a big country. I'm sure, I can fill out my time 6 months in Mexico. Really, really good. I mean, one of the reasons that I thought about it last winter time, I didn't really want to go there. I wanted to go to Southeast Asia, but it all went pear-shaped for me. But the thing is, Mexico's got a lot going for it. But another reason that I shied away from it is because a lot of the other vloggers were going there to Mexico. Some really, really big and very, very good YouTube vlogs were heading to Mexico. And the reason they were heading to Mexico is because it was the only country that was open. Really, that's the real reason. So, you've got to think carefully. But I've been thinking quite a lot in the last few days about Mexico, and well, I've always said I'm going to visit that country again because I don't really felt that I did it justice last time, in terms of traveling around. Don't be surprised if Mexico turns up on the menu. King Zlatan, 21. He's back steady Eddie. How's it going, my friend? We missed the girly bars. No Thailand this year. We missed the hot, sexy ladies. King Zlatan, 21. You sound like a character out of Flash Gordon. Has anyone ever told you that? King Zlatan. Bloody good name, that. Good. Okay, Neil, Hong Kong, a cool place to visit, available right now on the green list. Yeah, I've seen that. Hong Kong is suddenly there's some bloody places appeared on it. Listen, these snooty bloody aristocrats who are running this country, they're in a little room somewhere with the finest champagne and all the other shite caviar, whatever the hell they eat, and they're playing a bloody game. We'll pick that. I don't know what this game is, but I'm sure there is a game there somewhere that Dave developed. All right. One of them is saying, which country are you going to pick next? I'll tell you what, I'll pick Hong Kong. We'll have that one for the green. What are they doing? They're doing a roulette table with green, amber, and red. There's a game there somewhere. I'm not quite sure what they're playing at, but they're damn well playing it somewhere. Okay, so Hong Kong's on the green list, okay? Do you want to go to Hong Kong? I've never been to Hong Kong. I'd like to. I mean, I grew up thinking Hong Kong was one of those places I'd like to visit because, like a lot of people in my generation, there's nothing I love more than a bloody good chop socky kung fu movie with Bruce Lee. Hi-ya! You know what I mean? I thought of Hong Kong as a characterful place, one of those raw-edge classic places. And there's that shot, isn't there? I don't know what's happened to the air, but isn't there that shot where that airplane flies over the skyscrapers and all of that? Oh, I'd love to see Hong Kong. But from what I hear, it's one of those places that the Hong Kong that you grew up dreaming about doesn't really exist anymore. I mean, I've never been to Hong Kong, but when I have heard about the place and I've researched it, it's bloody expensive, especially if you like beer and all that kind of stuff. So somehow I just don't think it's the right place for me. I mean, what's Hong Kong got that Bangkok hasn't got? Bangkok's a wonderful country. Why should I want to go to wonderful city? Why the hell should I want to go to Hong Kong? Well, I don't know. Philip Ford, Honkers is communist now. Okay. Thailand bound, absolutely right. Hong Kong is too much like the UK, but I don't think I'd enjoy myself there, especially if I was paying high prices for everything. And apparently also another country which I think may be on the green list is Taiwan. Now, I went to Taiwan a couple of years ago. Now, I've said this before. I flew there from Thailand. I spent a couple of weeks in Taiwan. Now, I wanted to do all of these things. I researched it. I thought that looks like a great country. I was struck by a bit of food poisoning, for a week or so. But so I didn't really do a lot of the things that I planned on doing. Taiwan looked like a really, really nice country. Very, very good country to travel around. But expensive alcohol. I don't really. It lacks the raw edge. The really, really raw edge of Thailand and Cambodia. Well, Jesus Christ, I can't think of any country that's more raw edge than Cambodia or Vietnam for that matter. So Taiwan. Philip Ford, Taiwan is like an even more conservative version of North Vietnam. There's a lot of good things in Taiwan, but that food poisoning that I had sort of knocked me for six. So it really, it didn't turn out too well for me. But Taiwan's on the green list if anyone's interested. Thailand backpacker. Taiwan is amazing nightlife. You need to go to the right place to find it. Well, maybe. I don't think I'll be booking Taiwan again in a hurry. I don't think it will be. Let's see. Spicy Salsa King. Oh man, Eddie, tell us about Taiwan. Have you ever done a vid on Taiwan? Was that the vid you said about the bar girl scene sucks? Was that in the if you look down on my list of YouTube videos, about 2,500 of them, there are some videos on Taiwan from about 2 years ago. There are. Nick Ross, Venezuela. If you like a bit of edge, best group sex ever. You dirty bastard. Okay, spent over 20 years in Asia and then went to South America. So I don't want group S. I don't want that. I just wanted to, unless it's just, unless I'm the only bloke in the group and all the others are women, that'd be more up my street. Let's see. Who's that now? Who's that? David R. Taipei is awesome. I've been there 4 times. Have you really? I was in Taipei. And, maybe I don't know. Maybe I needed to spend a bit more time. I spent a few days here, a few days there. Let's see. Eduardo, have you been to Japan? I've never been to Japan. I would like to go to Japan, but I think the reason I went to Taiwan is that I felt it was going to be a better value version of Japan. It was going to be a little bit like Japan, only better value. Japan has always been one of the most notoriously expensive countries. Listen, if I had the chance, I'd go to Japan. I really, really would. I'd like to absorb, the culture there and do all of those things. But right now that's another country. Is that on the red list? They're having problems with the old Antarctica right now. It just seems to me that everything that you know about travel has just gone out of the window. Philip Ford, Real Man, 42.99. Japan is expensive. Yeah, this is what it is. Go to a certain Japan. It's super wild there. Thailand backpacker. Let's see. You see, the thing is, I mean, it makes you realize that the Asian countries over the years have been brilliant value. Vietnam, the price of hotels and beer and food and all this kind of stuff. Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines, Thailand, probably a little bit pricier than the others, but still brilliant value. And I love great value. If I'm going to travel for months on end, I want really, really, really great value. And you get it in those countries. But, when you start looking outside of those countries, you see the most extortionate prices. I mean, I may have said this before, but I was thinking, heading down to Cornwall. I mean, Cornwall's some beautiful beaches there. Maybe do a few vlogs. Cornwall's a bit far for me, so maybe head down to Cornwall and maybe stay in a bed and breakfast for a few nights. Find my way around the place. And I looked at the prices on Booking.com of small hotels in Cornwall. Jesus Christ, oh man! You're looking at about 120 quid. That's about That's about $180, something like that. More than $180 for, you know, a little ordinary hotel room. That is per night. That is absolutely extortionate. It makes you, you know, it reminds me why I was drawn in the first place to those wonderful Southeast Asian countries. I mean, they're simply unbeatable value. Okay, Michael Cosby. Okay. Thanks for that. Thanks for that super chat, Michael Cosby. I appreciate that. You mumble so much that I have no idea what you were saying. Probably too, but you talk like you have two mouth. Okay. I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that. Thanks for that super chat. $4.99. Thank you, Michael. Still got a little bit of this stuff here. Okay, 440 people in the chat anyway. So this is all about. It's not about doom and gloom. It's not about simply my opinions. It's problem time right now. It's really quite a dire situation, and it's not really looking any better. So if you know, if anyone's got ideas, you know, it's all about coming together and bringing ideas. I get it. Oh, I do love alcohol. Okay, now who was that? Someone else give me a super chat there, did they? Let me have a quick look. Whoever gave me that super chat there, thank you very, very much. Who was that? Oh, yeah. Retire and go. I'm planning to vlog in Thailand, October and November. I'm in Saudi Arabia now and Hawaii end in September. Fingers crossed there. Well, you're getting around, mate, anyway. You're getting around better than I am right now, so good for you. Good for you. Thanks for that super chat, but I'm going to get around, okay? I've had a very, very strange period in my life, the last 15 months or so, when I've just been, you know, working simply because, you know, I may as well. I've been unable to travel. I tried to get abroad last year. They cancelled my flight. I felt very, very dispirited. So to cut a long story short, I've had the longest period in the last 20 odd years without travel, okay? And now I'm travel hungry and I am going somewhere. The road to travel is now. I'm on that road to travel. I am. 7 weeks from now, it's going to be September. And once September comes, you know, summer's out the way. But I work every day. I work. I earn a few pennies to feed my travels and all that. But as soon as September comes, you know, the autumn, the winter, I'm getting away. I am going to travel. But unlike travelers I've ever known it before, I don't know where I'm going. I don't at this moment in time. It will be decided in the next 7 weeks. It will. This is what annoys me because I'm pretty good when it comes to planning. You know, some people dither over going to countries and, you know, for years on end, I'm thinking of going there. I don't think. I just, you know, I make my mind up, get in there, book the damn flight, and once that flight is in the bag, okay, I then have the very, very pleasurable experience of booking flights on the booking hotels on the internet at leisure. Get out there and do it. You know what I mean? I'm not a dither, I'm a doer. You know, I've been like that for many, many years. The problem with that is not knowing what's going to happen. This is the problem, right? This is unknown territory. It's, you know, it's territory that I don't like very much. But let's see. Nick Ross, Eddie, get yourself a copy of the World Sex Guide. I wrote it. I wrote it, man. You know what I mean? Okay. Michael Pierce, Ed, are you the illegitimate son of Lou Costello? Don't talk about my father like that. Graham, Eddie, double jab for nothing. You could be right, mate. You could be right. You could be right. Okay. I'm going to pour myself another Queen Margot. Okay. 440 people in the chat. There's going to be no claptrap tonight. There's going to be none of this, you know, holding up pictures of Bo Derek and you know, wondering whether she's showing too much of her nipples. No, it's going to be none of that. This is a nice, simple little live stream to talk about the current situation, and basically, I think that's the point of this live stream. Really, is that whatever happens this winter time, travel-wise, I think for me personally, I think for many of you, Southeast Asia's, I don't know. I think it's a write-off for this winter. I really, really wish those people the best of luck, but I think it's. I just think it's a write-off. I mean, look at the breakthrough, another breakthrough, the Phuket sandbox, the Phuket sandwich. I mean, what a rip-roaring success that seems to be. There was that poor lady, I think you may know about her, who was on an aeroplane and somebody tested positive on that aeroplane. And the next thing you know, she, along with other people, are thrown into this bloody quarantine hotel. This is truly dreadful. This is truly, truly dreadful. It's the kind of thing that when you hear it, you think, what's the point? Just oh God Almighty. Well, it's truly dreadful. I think her name was Stephanie. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Who's that? T-Town, Ed, when's the last time you had your leg over? Are you talking about last Saturday night when I was down at the social club and did you catch a picture of me walking out the door with 2-ton Stella? Is that are you talking about that? Listen, me and Stella, me and 23 stone Stella, it's just friends, okay? I know you don't believe that. Okay. Okay, don't want to get into any politics. I'm going to take another sip here. I'm going to take another sip here of Queen Margot. Highly recommended from Lidl's. Starting to wish at this point that I had some bloody pork pies, but I'm gonna have a steak dinner. I'm gonna have a steak and chips soon. Michael Pierce, go to Medellin, Colombia. Girls are hot and the weather is perfect. I've been to Medellin in Colombia. I've traveled through Colombia. In fact, I've traveled through, the main countries in South America. I've done 6 months in that part of the world, plus another couple of months in the Central American countries. Colombia is a beautiful country. When did I go there? I think it was about 10 years ago. Medellin, Cal. I actually thought the Colombians, they're a very, very good-looking race of people. They're very, very friendly, and I was able to. I mean, Medellin. I think it's different now. Things may have changed now because when I went there, I think it was still just coming out of the problems that they had in the past. I think Colombia now is probably better than it was 10 years ago. Colombia's. I wouldn't mind another shot at Colombia. I really, really wouldn't. I wouldn't mind another shot at Colombia. The problem is that as far as I know, we're British, and the countries that are open to us Brits are different than the ones that are open to Americans and other countries. And as far as I know, Colombia, Brazil, which is a magnificent country, which I love very, very much, being there, travel all through that country. As far as I know, they're very, very much on the red list. Last I looked, I think that it's they're very, very much out of bounds to us. Michael Corsby, I really think you're a good man, but I don't understand the word that you said. Okay, Michael, thanks for that super chat. Okay, I do talk in a funny accent, don't I? Don't worry. A lot of British people don't understand what I'm saying either. What it's worth. Let's see. Kipak's a good Coke. I wouldn't know, mate. I only drink alcohol and coffee. Coffee of a day, alcohol of an evening time. Let's see. N Moz, great to hear you committed to another trip regardless, Eddie. I hopefully no quarantine when you get home. Okay. If I'm going to be traveling for 6 months, I won't care too much about quarantine. I'm going away. I am going to start traveling again. Last year, I've said this before, but the greatest moment of the year for me, the moment that I live for, is the beginning of September, end of August, beginning of September. That week, that is when I finish work and I'm going to be free for the winter to do whatever I want. I was robbed of that last year. I'm not going to be robbed of it again this year. It's 7 weeks to go now to the beginning of September, and I am going to be on an airplane. I'm going to be on an airplane somewhere. I'm going to be leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Okay, let's see. Eddie Taliban, Eddie Butland Sweeney. Butland's might be, yeah. What it might sounds fun. Sounds fun. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a holiday camp. Let's see. Let's see. Phil Robbins, and my second job, do it? You put it to my leg for some reason. Some people have got to say, why did he put it in your leg? You haven't got BO, have you? Maybe he smelt your armpits and thought, geez, put it in his leg. Gray, what whiskey are you drinking at? It's called Queen Margot. You can get it for a nice bottle. It's very highly rated for about 13.5 quid out of Lidl's. Michael Cosby, thanks for that super chat. I will slow down just for you. I will slow down just for you. Johnny D, you said that last year, Ed. Okay, listen, Johnny. This is a unique time. This is a time that none of us have ever known before. This is a traveling time. You know, it's a bastard of a time. You know, for travel or those who want to travel. It's something that the most experienced travelers in the world, and I'm not claiming to be the most experienced traveler in the world, but the most experienced travelers in the world have never really known a time like this, when you know you may be the most meticulous planner of travel. You know, but at the end of the day, all plans and all travel plans have gone out the window because you never know what's going to happen in 5 minutes time. Red list, green list 1 minute, amber list the other. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell Turkey ended up in the red list. I still can't get me head around that one. Let's see. Nice. Thailand bound. Let's hear the squeaky door and bring out the chips and stay. I haven't actually queued that yet because that'd be more. I'd have to be attentive if I was queuing chips. I can knock that up in. I'm sure I can knock that up in half an hour after the stream. Sure I can. Michael Cosby, thank you for that. Thank you for that super chat. Really, really do appreciate that. Where are you from? Well, obviously you're from America, Michael. Anyway, which part of America do you come from? I'm seeing all these reports about America having a blazing heat wave now, and you know, I mean, a few days ago we were complaining about the rain, and now today I heard about people complaining that it's too hot. You know, you can't win, but I'd like to know where you come from. Anyway, I hope everything's okay there. Germany, they've been having floods, haven't they? Jesus, the world's weather's gone bizarre. Some people have lost a lot. That's absolutely truly dreadful. But Germany is a wonderful country. I mean, it's good for the women. It's good for the hot ladies as well. But it's legal out there. Germany's a wonderful country, and the Germans are very, very hospitable. But I'm seeing reports of some dreadful happenings with floods and, you know, cars, you know, floating down the river and all kinds of things. The world's weather has gone really topsy-turvy right now. Who's that there? Okay, George Hamley, thank you for that comment. Good to hear from you. Seamus Doherty, do you like steak and kidney pies? As long as you take good, you know, they're very well. I'll tell you what, I was almost tempted. I was out driving tonight. And, you know, I thought, I got the time to nip into Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's do the best Cornish pasties. I have actually ate them on this live stream before. Sainsbury's do bloody good Cornish pasties. In fact, they do the best Cornish pasties. I think you get about 3 of them for a couple of quid or something like that. Bloody tasty stuff. But I never got round to it. So I'm going to cook myself steak and chips soon. Rusty Led, Cambodia's vaccination program is ramping up. Over 90% vaccinated in Phnom Penh. Now that's interesting. There's a lot of videos. There's a lot of videos, you know, about Thailand, but there's not too many about Vietnam, Cambodia. I think little's been heard of those. Well, maybe I've been looking at the wrong YouTube channels. But yeah, you know, Cambodia. I, I would love to, you know, but the last reports I heard about Cambodia, Phnom Penh, that wonderful, wonderful city, an old favourite of mine. The last I heard is that the riverside bar areas were really dead, you know, dead as a dodo. That's the last I heard. I'm not really hearing any good news out of there. Well, look, we just have to play it day by day to see what happens, really. Michael Corsby, I'm from North Carolina, USA. Just relax and slow down. You'll have more foreigners. Slow down, just my advice. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Those super chats anyway. I really do appreciate it. North Carolina. What about in America? Is North Carolina? Which part of the country is that? I don't know America, you know, but North Carolina, USA. I'll check that one out. But thanks for that super chat anyway. Let's see. Daniel Kelly, Stan Boardman said the Germans. Okay. Do you know, I'm originally from the exotic destination of Liverpool. And, you may accuse me of being unpatriotic, but I think Liverpool comedians are not my favourites. Stan Boardman, I don't think he's funny, you know. And there's more recent Liverpool comedians who I think are even less funny than that one. No, but Liverpool comedians are not my favourites, not by a long way. East Coast, no, East Coast, Eddie. Okay, fine. Yeah, North Carolina's on the East Coast. Let's see. So, what do you reckon? What do you reckon about Mexico? What do you think? You know, I mean, which countries are realistic in this time, these troubled times? Which countries are realistic to visit if you want to visit them on a long-term basis with the least hassle? The least hassle, the better. I mean, the countries that I can think of are, well, there's Mexico, and there's Mexico, and there's Mexico. You know, I thought about last year, but as the time goes on, I've got to go somewhere, and Mexico is, it seems to be leading the pack. My brief time in Mexico, I went to Cancun. I went to that really, really nice place called Playa del Carmen, which is a far more likable place. Chichen Itza, but I'm sure there's lots of other places in Mexico which I'm sure that's a great country to visit. And if it's the one that's offering the best visa for the longest period, and I know that Mexico, you know, is not a bad value country either. 6 months in Mexico. Well, let's see anyway. All I know is I'm going somewhere. Let's see. Who's that there? Who's that? Paul Bangson. Go to Malaga, Spain. Very nice city and tons of restaurants and pubs. Spain's on the amber list. They're having a rise in the old Antilles. Kieran Mack, South Africa, they're having a great time at the moment. Okay. I'm sure you mean that facetiously. James Cobb, damn Eddie, Mexico is a winner. Meridian is a nice city. Would the people who watch this YouTube channel be interested in, you know, me making vlogs in Mexico? I wouldn't mind Mexico. I've traveled to, many countries. I spent 6 months in South America, a couple of months in Central American countries. Absolutely. I've been thinking quite a lot about it. I mean, the reason I shied away from Mexico last time is simply because everyone was going there. YouTube vloggers were going to Mexico simply because it was the most easiest country to go to. But a lot of the videos that they made were not really, a rocket to the moon. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of beaches. I've been watching a few videos the last few days about Mexico, and I don't know. All I know is that in about 7 weeks' time, I'm going to start traveling somewhere. I am. I'm not having another winter in the UK. And if Mexico is the place, then Mexico is where it's going to be. Okay, let's see. Tampa guy, 35. Mexico is a beautiful country. It is a beautiful country. From the part of Mexico that I see, and I'm quite sure that it is. And another thing, I love those lizards. What are they called? Those iguanas that you see. Some of them are big bastards. You know, what I love. There's a lot of great stuff. I went on a trip in Mexico um, as well as climbing Chichen Itza, which I'm not sure you can do that anymore. But I climbed Chichen Itza. As well as that, also I done a trip around some wonderful, wonderful place around Mexico, and there was a massive, massive cave. I can't remember where it was or what I did there, but it was like, Jesus, you went to this cave and it was about the size of a football field underneath. It was like something out of Captain Nemo and his underwater adventure. It was absolutely wonderful. I'm sure there's a lot of amazing places to visit in Mexico. From when I was last there, I went from Mexico to the Belize, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, those places. But the idea of actually staying in Mexico and exploring the whole country, oh yeah, well, yeah, sounds good to me. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, so anyway, I'm on for 55 minutes right now. There's been no squeaky door. I might finish soon anyway. We had a nice little chat anyway. Remember, these live streams are all about coming together. We're all having problems. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this, whether you're in America, Australia, Britain, or whatever, are in the same boat as me. You want to get out to Southeast Asia. You want to get out to Southeast Asia, but it just looks to me like a write-off for this year. I hope it will come back. What's happening in Thailand right now, in order to get it back to what you want it to be, I think that's going to take a long, long time. The bar closures and, bar owners giving up, handing the keys back. The actual bar girls thinking there's no customers here, I'm not hanging around there. I also heard terrible reports, as well as in places like Pattaya, of homelessness, people sleeping on Beach Road. It's a dreadful, dreadful situation. And remember, we can't be selfish here. However depressed we are because we can't travel the way we want to travel, our thoughts should always be with those great people that we met in the entertainment industries over the years. Because without us tourists, they're having terrible, terrible problems. They're having terrible problems. Thailand bound, bar girls' lives matter. Absolutely, Peter. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. Michael Cosby. Okay, thank you for that, mate. Another super chat. Once you know, I'm not disrespectful to you. I'm trying to help you from others' perspective. Okay. This is the way I talk, Mike. But thank you for those super chats. I sometimes wish I could change the way that I talk. I mean, I think I have. I mean, some of the earlier videos, I'm very, very critical about the way that I talk or present myself in those videos. I think I've improved a little bit, but obviously I've still got. I just like to be given the opportunity to make more videos. Let's see. It was there. Daniel Kelly. Oh, that's depressing, man. That's depressing. Just think, Eddie, you will be 5 years older when you get to Thailand next year. Oh, God. I'll be 5 years old when I next get to Thailand. Will I be able to rise to the occasion? Think about that one. Oh, that's a fairly depressing thought. Croatia, bold as ever. Let's see, bold as ever. Croatia is moving to green list. Go there. I've never been to, I almost booked a flight once to Croatia. I can't remember what city it was, but it's a lovely place. It's a lovely place. Apparently it's not as good value as what you think there, but a country that was rebuilding itself after that dreadful war that they had. But let's see, Rusty Lid. If I wasn't already in Thailand, I would plan on coming here. Depressing. If I wasn't already in Thailand, I wouldn't plan on coming here. Depressing place right now. Well, that's the horse's mouth. This guy's in Thailand and he thinks it's a depressing place right now. My thoughts are with you, mate. My thoughts are with you. Okay. David R., you're staying home another winter, Ed. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not staying home another winter. I'm going to be traveling this. I am going to be traveling this winter time. I'm going to be traveling this winter time. I'll go bloody crazy. If I don't travel this winter, I'll go crazy. Okay, George Hamley, don't change it. What's your steak review? Siam Reap. Loads of times. Cracks me up every time. What was that? The grand piano? Not the grand piano. The red piano. Wonder, oh, what I would give to be in Siam Reap now. I did see a video on Siam Reap recently. Oh, absolutely dreadful. But Siam Reap in Cambodia, the most likable town. A little bit tacky. When I first seen that, I thought it's not as authentic as a Cambodian Asian town as what I thought it was going to be. But when you visit there so many times, oh, I love Siam Reap. I love it. And I would just, oh, I want things to return to the way that they were. I'm glad I had those. Oh, I want somewhere like Siam Reap and lots of those other places to return to where they were. When we had those wonderful, I had some wonderful, I used to travel with a friend that we used to go out to Cambodia quite a bit. And we got to love Siam Reap, Phnom Penh. I really, oh, Siam Reap, Jesus, what great times I've had there. What great times! I would love. I would love to. I hope all of these Asian places get back to what they were. I really do. Really do. Oh, Michael Cosby, thank you for that super chat. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you. I'll think about your words anyway. Thank you for words. Anyway. I do appreciate that, mate. I really do appreciate that. Okay, who's that? Pilsa. Absolutely. Let's see. Red Piano posted this great food and fun location. Wonderful. Love it. Love it. Johnny D. Siam Reap is great. Steve Osdo. Nighttime remix. Poolside on Phnom Penh. Rooftop sipping $2 happy hour cocktails. Love it. When will those days return? When will those days? I mean, Bangkok 112. What's happened to him? The wonderful Bangkok 112. A lot of you guys, watch Bangkok 112 or 112, whatever. I'm a fan of his. He's made some brilliant videos. What has happened to that guy? Really, what has happened to him? He was a big fan of Phnom Penh, Cambodia. He's done a lot of great videos there, and it's funny. He's done some of those videos in the riverside there in the bars. With his sneaky, surreptitious Canon G7X. He's filmed a lot, and I've watched these videos, and I thought, oh, I know that girl, I know that, I recognize her, I recognize her. I wonder what's happened to Bangkok 112. I used to love his videos. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But he done it, as well as obviously Thailand. He also, done quite a lot in Cambodia. It seems to be quite a favourite of his. Johnny D. Phnom Penh is a dump and dangerous. Maybe it's a dump, but it's not dangerous. If you keep your wits about you, you'll be quite all right there. Let's see. Asian Paradise. He got doxxed, Eddie. People got sick of him exposing people on camera. I'm not going to defend him for that because, he did that. He did expose people on camera. Everything explored. Bangkok 112. T-Town, Bangkok 112 is a new channel. Well, I've never heard of it. Let's see. How do you say? And on TV, they show great long sandy beaches. Do people not see what they may have? Always want to go to Nana Plaza. Hope Asia. Yeah, okay. Nighttime. Sorry, David. Okay, boutique hotel, Phnom Penh, best. Do I know that one? I'm not so sure I know that one, but I mean, Phnom Penh's wonderful place. Absolutely. I had some amazing memories. The memories that I've had from that place over the years, I wouldn't swap it for the world. I'm just glad that I've been there and done that. And I just hope that, you know, if things get back together, we can all go out there and enjoy ourselves again. Hey now, any more nature forest videos? I don't recall if I made any. Oh, I did show a few cows on one video, didn't I? Philip Ford, did you ever get to Sihanouk, Phil Eddie? Would you like to would like to go there? I've been to Sihanouk, Phil, many times until yes, they invaded the place. Do you know something? For years I was going to Sihanouk, Phil, and I get that bus, the minibus from Phnom Penh, head down to Sihanoukville. As soon as you pull into Sihanoukville, brilliant. You get it sucked up, you know, the bus stops at wherever it stops, and then you get it sucked up down to Beach Road, Sihanoukville, Serendipity. But no, it was Serendipity. Was that the what's I think it's Serendipity Beach, and anyway, down the bottom of Beach Road, and I stayed in a nice little hotel, and they always remember me. You know, they always welcome me. Absolutely fantastic. And then from Beach Road in Sihanoukville, you've got a strip of ramshackle bars. When I say ramshackle bars, I mean, yeah, you know, a couple of 100 meters of, you know, well, no, actually about a mile of ramshackle beaches, which looked like they could be blown away in a strong gust of wind. But it was fantastic. And some of those, they were European bars, Italians, and they always remembered my face. And it was absolutely wonderful place. And then I turned up there one year, and bang, they'd all been demolished. They'd all just been swept away. And what do you know? Sihanoukville has now turned into a building site, a Chinese casino city by the sea. Oh my God Almighty! God Almighty! God Almighty! Dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Sihanoukville, wonderful, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely, I had some great times in Sihanoukville, but it's changed. It's changed. It's now a casino city by the sea. It's would I want to go there again? No, doubt it. Michael Cosby, thank you for that, mate. Anyway, thank you, and I appreciate your super chats and your advice. I do appreciate that anyway, mate. Hope all's well. Let's see. I, it was I don't know. Sad, sad really, it was sad to hear that about Sihanoukville. They saw the same kind of invasion on Phu Quoc Island, Vietnam. I've never made it to Phu Quoc. I thought I read about that was what was it? It was isn't that a honeymoon and couples out? But I believe it's good. Nick Ross, no idea. All the casinos have been closed, not due to the Antarctica. You know, will we get to know this? I mean, because we can't travel to these places right now. You know, I just need to get traveling again. Really need to get traveling again. George Hambley, yeah, absolutely fine. Thank you. Thank you. Same happened to you. Okay, listen, I've been waffling on for about an hour and 8 minutes now. About an hour and 8 minutes. It's got to see about 400 people in the chat. Okay, not the most inspired, but I think the point of this one is really you know, are you guys planning on going to Southeast Asia this winter time? I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm getting to the point now when I'm thinking, you know, I may as well throw in a towel as far as Southeast Asia. I would love nothing more than to be traveling around Thailand, maybe hitting up those other great countries out there. But I just, those places are having so many problems right now. Thailand is having a rise in the Antarctica. They've got these lockdowns, and the other countries are like, oh, Jesus, those neighboring countries, Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines. I mean, there's very little information. Positive information coming out of those places right now. So basically, what I'm saying is that for my winter travels, I'm going to have to think of somewhere else. Mexico's leading the list. We'll see. All as I know is that in about 7 weeks from now, I'm going to finish work, and I'm going to be on a flight somewhere. You know, I'm going to be on a flight somewhere. Okay. Ben, Viva La Mexico this year. Okay. Let's see. Spicy Salsa King. Let's see. Okay, Johnny D. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up now. Listen, I will say thanks for watching. Keep thinking positive. Thanks for those super chats, guys. I really, really do appreciate that. And I'll be back next Monday. Anyway, we'll have a look at the latest developments. Remember, this is all about coming together, sharing a few ideas together, and we have to be miserable together. Let's be miserable together. It's a crap situation right now. Hopefully, it'll get better as the months go on, but it's Southeast Asia is not looking very, very good. We've got to look at some other places anyway. Okay, listen, thanks guys once again. Thanks for tuning up, tuning in. Have a lovely weekend. Keep thinking positive. Peace, love, and goodwill to everyone. And I'll see you on Monday night at 10 o'clock. Cheers.